Dear students, myself K. Lakshmi. I am going to teach you electronic circuit analysis. So, in this, let us see introduction of amplifiers in first unit. So, already while teaching EDC subject, like you are familiar with an amplifier. An amplifier is nothing but it increases the strength of a weak signal. So, let us see classification of amplifiers. So, amplifiers are classified according to many considerations based on number of stages. So, there are two types, single stage amplifier and multi-stage amplifier. In single stage amplifier, single transistor will be used and it provides single stage amplification. Whereas in multi-stage amplifier, it uses more than one transistor and provides multi-stage amplification. Based on its output, we have two types of amplifiers, voltage amplifier and power amplifier. In voltage amplifier, it increases the voltage level of the input signal. In power amplifier, it increases the power level of the input signal. Power level means it increases both the parameters voltage and current. Based on its input signal, we have two types, small signal amplifier and large signal amplifier. In small signal amplifier, the fluctuations of the collector current will be small. So, whereas in large signal amplifier, the fluctuations of the collector current will be large. Based on the frequency range, we have four types of amplifiers. Low frequency amplifier, also known as direct current amplifier. Audio frequency amplifier is one which amplifies the signals that lie in the audio frequency range from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. Next one is radio frequency amplifier is one in which the signals will be amplified that lie in the few kilohertz to hundreds of megahertz. Based on biasing conditions or based on conduction angle, we have four types of amplifiers: Class A amplifier, Class B amplifier, Class AB amplifier and Class C amplifier. In Class A amplifier, so the collector current flows for the entire AC signal applied. In Class B amplifier, so the collector currents flows for half cycle of the input AC signal applied. A Class C amplifier, the collector current flows for less than half cycle of input AC signal applied. For Class AB amplifier, the collector current flows for more than half cycle and less than full cycle of input AC signal applied. So, among these amplifiers, the efficiency will be more in Class C amplifier. Based on coupling methods, we have three types of amplifiers: RC coupled amplifier, transformer coupled amplifier and direct coupled amplifier. So, in transformer coupled amplifier, so the output of first stage will be given as input to the next stage through a transformer, hence it is known as transformer coupled amplifier. In direct coupled amplifier, the output of first stage is directly coupled to the input of the next stage, known as direct coupled amplifier. In RC coupled amplifier, so the output of first stage is coupled to the input of the second stage through R and C elements, hence known as RC coupled amplifier. Based on the transistor configuration, we have three types of amplifiers: common emitter amplifier, common base amplifier and common collector amplifier. Student, this is about classification of amplifiers. Let us move to next topic, distortion in amplifiers. Distortion in amplifiers, practically, so three distortions will be occurred in any type of amplifier: amplitude distortion, also known as nonlinear distortion, frequency distortion and phase distortion. So, generally the output waveform is not an exact replica of the input signal waveform because of various types of distortion that may arise either from the nonlinear of the characteristics or from the influence of the associated circuit. So the types of distortion that may exist either separately or simultaneously are called amplitude distortion or nonlinear distortion, frequency distortion, and delay or phase distortion. Coming to first distortion, amplitude distortion. It occurs due to production of new frequencies in the output which are not present in the input signal. So these new frequencies results from the existence of non-linear characteristic of a transistor. The second distortion is frequency distortion. It occurs due to signal components of different frequencies are amplified differently in either transistor or FET. So actually the gain of the amplifier is a complex number whose magnitude and phase angle depend upon the frequency of the impressed signal. If the frequency response characteristic is not a horizontal straight line over a range of frequencies under consideration, the circuit is said to exhibit frequency distortion over this range. And the last distortion is phase shift distortion. This distortion results due to unequal phase shifts of signals of different frequencies. It occurs due to the phase angle of gain A depends upon the input frequency. We know that transistor operates in different regions. Mainly it operates in three regions: in cutoff region, in active region, and saturation region. For a transistor to operate in these three regions, it should be properly biased. So we know that in cutoff region it acts as off switch, in active region it acts as an amplifier, in saturation region it acts as an on switch. So for a transistor to be in cutoff, emitter base junction must be reverse biased, collector base junction must be reverse biased. For a transistor to be in active, emitter base must be forward biased, collector base must be reverse biased. For a transistor to be in saturation region, emitter base must be forward biased, collector base must be forward biased. Next, coming to when we design the problems, so we need to consider like some specifications, voltage specifications. So when transistor operates in various regions, for example, here you can see the table. So there are two types of transistors. When transistor is made with silicon, so these are the voltages we need to consider while designing the problem. VCE SAT must be 0.2 volts, VBE SAT must be 0.8 volts, VBE active must be 0.7 volts, VBE cut in 0.5 volts, VBE cut off 0 volts. So if the transistor is made with germanium, VCE SAT must be 0.1 volt, VBE SAT must be 0.3 volt, VBE active must be 0.2 volt, VBE cut in must be 0.1 volt, VBE cut off must be minus 0.1 volt. In the same way, how can we justify whether the transistor is in active or in saturation region? Okay, if VC is greater than VCE SAT, then we will say transistor is in active region. If IB is greater than IC by beta, then we will say transistor is in saturation region. Beta is nothing but DC current gain of transistor in CE configuration. So look at this slide. So you can see three different graphs. So each graph represents the transistor output characteristics in CE configuration on which DC load line is drawn. Okay. So here at the right side you can see the signal known as input signal. To the left side, signal known as output signal, that is output current signal. At the bottom, output voltage signal. Depending on the position of Q point on the DC load line, so we can say some properties of characteristics. If the operating point is located near to the saturation region, then some portion of the positive peaks will be clipped off in its output. It is shown in first figure. Now coming to the second figure, if the operating point is located near to the cutoff region, so you can see on the figure, then some portion of the negative peaks in the output will be clipped off. So it is due to location of Q point near to the cutoff region. So in the third graph, Q point is exactly located at the center of DC load line. Here we have seen that so nothing is clipped either in the positive or negative peaks of the signal at its output. So that means location of Q point at the middle is very suitable or most suitable one. If it is located at the center of DC load line, we will get faithful amplification at the amplifier output.